Hey everyone, TimaeuSS here, and welcome to another NIKKE video. So this is very interesting. And if you're a waifu lover and you pulled for Redhood Max Limit Broken because you liked your character, I suggest you to not watch this video. But now, if you bought into the hype, let me show you what happened on the live stream of JP and why I think we actually got a different Redhood. And why the hype was justified initially, only for us to find out that the actual Redhood on release is, let's just say, questionable. Okay, so first of all, I'm sure many of you tuned into this live stream where we showcased Redhood for the first time on the JP live stream, and it was absolutely insane, right? We had the full burst, and Redhood already bursted burst 1, and she still was able to burst again and do insane amounts of damage. And we saw 1.84. Keep in mind, this was a synchronized level 200 solo raid unit, right? Against a level 4 enemy, okay? Against the level 4 solo raid enemy, 200 sync level, and at burst 1, post Redhood's own burst 1, which we now know gives attack, at burst 3, she was able to do 1.8. But still, level 200, that's an insane amount of damage. That's why, when we saw this, we were like, holy crap, this is actually broken. But now, after Redhood came out, people were saying, you know what, the damage is not great. And I was actually so distracted by the live stream hype that when the kit fully came out with the numbers 27.8, that completely flew over my mind that it looks so different in practice. So let's take a look at what has changed. Now, a couple of things before we go into the shooting range, because we were able to tune the numbers to reflect what we're looking at. We need to first watch this video one more time and take a note of the numbers that are showing, because then you'll see the difference. And again, okay, I'm not a math whiz, okay, so if someone can figure out what the hell happened here, let me know down in the comments. So we can see here, this player who's doing the showcase is quick scoping. So it's about 106 charge rate, not charge rate, sorry, on the bar here when he releases, and we can see the damage is about 124, and we'll see a core hit shortly, dealing about 198,000, alright? That's the core hit damage, okay? So it's 1 to 2, so it makes sense, right? 100k to 200, almost 200k, it makes sense. Now Redhood is gonna ult, she gets that attack buff, and we see the damage, okay? 300,000, right? 300,000, and the white damage from the Pierce is 174. So again, pretty much 1 to 2, right? Pretty much 1 to 2 from the Pierce white damage to the core hit. And the crazy part now comes from this, which we showcased. After the burst, so this is still under Redhood's own burst, okay? Keep in mind that during this burst rotation, it was Redhood burst 1 into Senti burst 2 into Redhood burst 3. And this shot hit for 1.84 million on the core hit. Okay, so now let's go into this. Okay, we're in the shooting range. Take a look at my core hit damage. Okay, I tried to bring this close, but my Redhood is maximally broken with all overload gears, so it's not going to be that close. We're going to try to quick scope, but you can see, right, we're hitting for 200. Okay, so the damage is very close. We're hitting for 200 core hit damage right off the bat. Now, to validate this further, we're going to use the Redhood burst and see if we're close to 300k. Okay, see if we're close to 300k on the burst. Okay, so here, see 358k, 400. Okay, so we're doing even a bit more, right? We're doing even a bit more because again, I've got overload gear, I've got charge speed and all that, so we're hitting for 350k. Now let's do this entire thing, and we'll follow the rotation in the JP live stream, and we will be doing Redhood's burst 1 into Senti burst 2. Okay, we'll turn on auto here, and we'll just ignore. So Redhood burst 1, Senti burst 2, and Redhood burst 3. Now let's hit the same target. We're only doing 700, right? 700 core hit, 774, and after the attack buff expired, we're doing 556. But see, this is where the problem is. I think this is why the initial hype was so massive about Redhood, because the number looked ridiculous on a level 200 sync. So with the core hit of the first one pre-buff with 200k, and then post Redhood buff 300k, it's pretty similar to what we've done in the shooting range. But then the full burst, the damage, I'm not even half of what they showcased here. And one more thing, okay, what I'm going to do is put this on normal speed. You can see that the Redhood in this video, it's still hold and release, but the shooting speed is a lot smaller. the shooting speed is a lot smaller. Okay, in comparison to sorry, I meant the numbers are a lot. The shooting speed is a lot slower. Okay, so we'll take a look here again. God, my brain's fried trying to figure out what went wrong here, because if we go into the full burst of Redhood, and let's just do this. Look how fast Redhood is shooting here, right? It's really, really fast. It's super, super fast. But the problem is, the numbers are not even half. Whereas here, look how slow we're shooting during the full burst. So here we go into the full burst. And he's holding it. You can see he's holding it on the screen. He's holding the phone. So the attack speed, the rate of fire is completely different. And the damage is completely different. So it's a different Red Hood that was showcased. Now the thing is, and one of the theory was that basically in the showcased Red Hood, right, there was no 27.8 multiplier. Basically, what's changed for Red Hood from the live stream to the full release is that now the current Red Hood, if you look at the level 10 skill, it now changes the weapon type and changes it into a 27.8 final attack that has a much faster rate of fire. There's a massive charge speed boost, but the damage is a lot slower versus the previous Red Hood. As we saw in the live stream, it kept the 69.04 attack, right? It didn't change the weapon in terms of the sniper multiplier. So you had a slower Red Hood, but almost 3 times as much damage, and the evidence is showcased here. Okay, I mean, please, if someone knows if I'm off somewhere in the calculation or this video doesn't make sense, please let me know in the comments, because I think this was the reason why this 1.84 million looked so insane to us, because the 100k white number and the 300k crit post attack, even though I've got similar numbers from the shooting range, the burst, even though at level 10 with overload, right, it just doesn't, it just does not look right. It doesn't match. So is our Red Hood different? And again, they've always say that in the showcase, in the live stream, you know, it's not the final product, so maybe this is an earlier build of Red Hood. But if so, then we now see why the hype on the JP live stream was insane, because we saw the 1 million white damage, 1.8 million pierce at a level 200 unit, right? Versus the one we have right now, even with level 330 only doing 700 something thousand. But yeah, that's, I think, what it ultimately comes down to, and we probably just, we got a different Red Hood. Anyhow, this is the final product. I don't know if things will change or if anything is going to be talked about further, but overall, Red Hood is still top tier waifu. But I'm most likely just going to max limit break and not core 7. And it definitely goes to show that even if they showcase the unit, just like how Summer Anis was a pump action shotgunner, at release, things can still change. Alright. Anyhow, it's TimaeuSS here, and this is probably why some people are disappointed. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye now.